Welcome, all of our listeners. This is another exciting episode of the Wrestling Goons Radio. We're here bringing you a review of this past week's Raw show, and I'm your host, Dan Tanner. And my co-hosts are Anthony Hammett. What's up, Anthony?
What's going on?
And we have Mark Pitts. How's it going?
Doing good.
Great. To get things started, we'll talk about the opening segment on Monday Night Raw, which was an authority segment, pretty much, with Seth Rollins and the other members of authority telling him how they felt about him. Anthony, you seen Monday Night Raw. You seen this opening segment, especially with the sit-down interview with Randy Orton and Michael Cole. Basically, Randy Orton was trying to get revenge for everything that Rollins had done. Was this pretty well thought out, you think?
I think you already know what I'm going to say. No. All this is telling the story that they should have told about 4 weeks ago, where he was trying to get revenge. No, we knew that, so joining the authority and doing all that mess. All they've done is insult my intelligence, this whole storyline. I will say that at the end of last week and the beginning of this week, they're at least finally trying to make it look like it has nothing to do with the authority. Just to foreshadow a little bit, I liked how the whole entire night they tried to make it look like there was dissension within the authority, and it turns out that there was not. So they were trying to...
We'll get to that later, though. But yeah. That was pretty cool. Mark, what's your thought on this storytelling and basically the authority, which pretty much, if we fast forward, it seems like everyone has turned their back on Seth Rollins?
I mean, I liked it as if I'm just watching it, kind of like trying to put myself in the mentality of like the casual viewer, you know. I thought it was at least good storytelling. How well is there dissension among the authority? J&J Securities, like, well, you've let this money in the bank and you being the future of the company go to your head, and we're not just your lackeys anymore. You've disrespected us and yada yada yada. So I mean, I thought it was pretty cool on that part. But like Anthony said, as a fan since like pretty much birth, or since I was like 4 years old, you know what's coming. But I thought they still did a good job in the promos and everything.
I want to ask y'all this, like the punishment supposedly with the Austin Stephanie promo last Monday night against Kane and Big Show. What are they doing back on my television? Like, was their punishment to miss SmackDown? Like, was that their big no-no? You can't go to Thursday night SmackDown? Because I thought they were gone for a while, but they're not. They're back.
Yeah. You can't work on Tuesdays. That's what their punishment was.
Yeah, exactly. Good job. Thanks.
I mean, I wouldn't care to work on SmackDown. I mean, it's...
Yeah, that's almost like a reward.
It used to be.
That's almost a reward if you don't gotta work Tuesdays.
Unless they say, like, oh, you can't work on SmackDown, but you're going to work on Superstars or Main Event.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah. But Anthony, let me ask you this. We've seen the end of the authority after Survivor Series. Will the authority end soon? And if they do end, what will cause their end? Because right now, Sting is back. Sting is going against Triple H. It doesn't seem like that storyline between the whole power struggle of who gets control of the company is going to be played into effect.
Maybe not initially. I felt like in the beginning that somehow they were going to make this match meet for power. And we're not there yet, by the way. Let's keep that in mind. Last year, they didn't add Daniel Bryan to the main event until about 3 weeks before it. So, actually, they didn't add him until the night of, if you want to get technical about it. But, yeah, they can still do it. They can still make Sting and Triple H be a power struggle. But I definitely think whenever it ends, Sting is going to be the reason that it ends. I don't think Sting will be in charge, though. Like, I can't see that. Will they be back? Will they still have a role on television? All of them? Maybe not J&J, even though I hope so. But yeah, they'll all have some kind of role still.
I think that, it can still happen with Sting being involved. I don't think it's going to happen at this coming pay-per-view WrestleMania because we only have 11 days away until WrestleMania. Unless they just throw us a curveball this upcoming Monday, I don't know what will happen. Maybe in the next couple of months or so, we could see the beginning of the end of the authorities. But Mark, your thoughts on the authority possibly breaking up sometime soon?
I hope they don't. Or if anything else, I hope Stephanie McMahon's still on my TV screen. But I can see Vince actually coming back after Triple H loses his WrestleMania match.
Yep.
And Sting's on the Monday Night Raw after Mania, and you hear no chance in hell. And I think they could, or at least they should, pull Vince into this a little bit, especially since he had the whole board having the evaluation and all that stuff that led into them losing the power, quote unquote, at the first time. So I think that Vince should go into it, and I think that it'll probably start after Mania, if they do go into it at all.
Yeah, that was actually what I was going to say, is that any other time that they've had to do a power struggle, all they've done is bring Vince back and have Vince make a match that says this is how it's going to be. So if it isn't at Mania, it might be even smarter to wait till the next pay-per-view and have them have a second match. Now, I know asking Sting to work 2 matches might be a little extreme, but he looks like he's in pretty good shape off of Raw. I think the second match can be further the power of the company. And I think, like Mark said, I think Vince can be the one to make it happen.
I mean, that option right there is the only option that makes sense to me, I feel like.
Yeah.
So, seems like Orton and Rollins' WrestleMania match is official. Do you guys see this being a possible top 3 match of the pay-per-view?
Yeah, I do. I feel like that it was bad storytelling, as I've said every single week, but this is one match where, after all the bad storytelling, the match is going to save it. It's going to make it worth watching. Because they're 2 guys that know how to get it done.
Yeah. Mark, you think this is going to be a top 3 match?
I think it has the potential to be a top 3 match, but the card's actually looking pretty good as far as quality matches go. I think we could be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, me too.
It's either going to be a 3 or 4.
Yeah. I think this is going to be a top 3 match in my opinion, but I don't think it's going to end cleanly. This is going to carry out for a while. And I can't wait to, what's the next pay-per-view, Extreme Rules or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be big, I feel like, because it's going to be anything goes pretty much.
They've got a story, and I just want to add this. They've got, now with the network, more than ever, because you don't have the pay-per-view money coming in, they need to make these shows that stand out more than a Raw. You know what I mean? It feels like all these smaller pay-per-views feel like I'm watching Raw. They need to do something bigger for these smaller shows to make me want to buy my $9.99. That's all I got to say about that.
Moving on, the next match. AJ Lee, accompanied by Paige versus Nikki Bella, accompanied by her sister Brie. Pretty much, this was a interesting match because this match was more than 3 minutes long. In fact, I believe this match was exactly 11 minutes and 5 seconds long.
Wow.
Anthony, do you think the Divas are getting a chance, or do you think pretty much WWE is just find a way to shut them up?
I think it's a little bit of both. On top of, they got 3 hours to fill, so they're like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and give them this, so we ain't got to worry about how to fill this time later. So technically, by default, yes, it's working. They are giving Divas a chance. And you know what? Kudos to Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella has, not only has she, started looking much finer, but as the Divas champ, she's become a legitimate worker in the ring. I don't know if it's just when she's wrestling good talent that she looks good, but She's definitely improved over the years.
Maybe John Cena's helping out with
No,
that.
John Cena doesn't know how to wrestle, so we can't go
Wow.
there.
Man, you think the WWE are really giving divas a chance, or they just find a way to shut them up?
I mean, I hope so. Vince McMahon tweeted, "Watch and see." Nikki and Brie have always, or ever since the whole "give divas a chance," they've been playing off of it. So I mean, I hope it's something that continues. But I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
For me, I hope they're giving them a legit chance, but it's like there's only 4 divas I want them to give, a chance. The rest I don't too much care about. However, even though the match was long than usual, it was only like one divas match. That was it. So can we possibly see more diva matches throughout the show?
No.
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 No? You don't think so?
Maybe 2 at a max, but no, never be more than 2.
Oh wow! I was going for probably 3.
No, I can't see it. I can't see it.
No, the most you'll probably ever get is 2.
Yeah.
And that's because they also most of the time have a divas match on main event and superstars as well, and or one or the other. And so, it's like 5 or 6 divas matches a week, and Vince puts that at the limit probably.
Not only that, I'm also in favor of it. If you're going to have it your network and you want to have some original content, I am in favor of them getting a 1-hour weekly show on the network. They should have one. And I'm not talking Total Divas, I'm talking in-ring action.
I don't know. But I'm going to say, hey, Total Diva's a hit show. At least you should give your diva some sort of respect. Put them in a few more matches,
Yeah.
But, once upon a time, I remember on a Raw show that the main event was a divas match.
Yeah.
Just saying.
It was a long time ago, just to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think that was when Lita was
Paige
around.
and AJ also main evented.
Oh, yeah, they did. That's right.
Oh, yeah?
AJ's in quite a few roles, actually.
But that's because she's talented. I'm not saying that, to me, let's be honest. For me, there's only like a handful of divas that are talented.
AJ is superbly head and shoulders better than everyone else. That's not even close. But, yeah, I'm with you, though, on the handful. But I'm also going to say that I'm not going to take away from how much some of the bad ladies have progressed, because they've all really gotten better. I think that's a lot to do with the NXT people making them get better by not wanting to be outshone, and they put in the work. But I'm impressed with it, though. I'm okay with more divas. And y'all know I never say that, so.
Yeah, I think they've actually improved a lot. Nikki and Brie have improved in the ring. Alicia Fox has improved a lot in the ring. So, hey, give divas a chance. Maybe we will get 2 divas matches on Raw as a regular, but I doubt they'll both be like 10-minute matches.
Hey, this is the longest we've ever gave them on a podcast episode, so I guess we're giving them a chance.
Alright, so before we move on, it's just a random question. Will we ever see, maybe one day in our life, a Divas main event at WrestleMania?
No.
Mark?
Yeah, probably
No?
not.
Yes.
I would say the only way that there would possibly... Nah, there wouldn't be.
It would have to be Intergender, and Ronda Rousey would have to be the other.
Yeah, I was gonna have to say either Awesome Kong's coming back and she wins the WWE World Heavyweight title, or maybe Ronda Rousey taps somebody out and becomes WWE champ. But that's about the only way.
If
or maybe
TNA
Stephanie makes herself WWE champ. I don't know.
If TNA doesn't run that storyline, by the way, where Awesome Kong is the heavyweight champion, then they don't see money. I don't understand.
Yeah. Alright, so I got a question for you guys. I just need to know so I can sleep better at night. Please tell me that LL Cool J is not hosting WrestleMania. Because I've been putting him in a few commercials.
He might. It looks like he might have something to do with it, at least. LL is going to be in the house.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You might get a lip-lipping like concert or something.
Oh, please no. I can see a backstage segment with The Rock.
Hashtag no LL Cool J Mania.
Yeah, I went to.
Alright, so the next match of the night was a pretty short match between Ryback and The Miz, where The Miz loses and gets his finisher on Mizdow. So I'm assuming that maybe Mania will be the perfect day for Mizdow to break away from The Miz. Yes or no? Damn it.
Absolutely. Honor in the Dark Memorial Battle Royal. That's the end of it.
Yeah, Mark, your thoughts?
Yeah, Ms. Dow is going to break away. I think you have the final payoff at Monday Night Raw after, probably in a match between the two. But yeah, the separation happens at Mania.
Alright, so Mark, let me ask you this. If he becomes his own person, his own man, what becomes of his character? Does he continue on being multiple characters, or does he finally find a character that fits him?
I honestly do not know. There for a while, I was kind of thinking maybe he's going to just continue the whole acting as someone else, but I really want to see the Savior of the Masses come back. Like, I actually like Damien Sandow, but I know he didn't really, quote-unquote, get over. Although if you would have listened to the people, like, booing whenever he cashed in and lost to John Cena, you can't tell me that he was not over. Him against Cody and all that, yeah, he was over. But Vince doesn't like to see it that way.
Definitely. Anthony, change of character for Mizdow, or just gonna pretty much be the same?
I'm torn because in the beginning I hated it. I was with Mark. I was always a Damien Sandow fan from day one. I thought his character was genius. It's something that always works in wrestling. I'm smarter than all of you people, and I'll show it every day with my intellect. It's golden, but he's taking this improv thing that he does to a whole new level, to the point where I really don't want to see it end. Like, I hope that they keep finding a city that he goes to and let him pick something really popular in that city, impersonate it, get over, and get the loudest pop of the night, and stay one of the most popular people on the roster. That's my hope.
I agree.
Yeah, that's my hope.
I agree. Because I'm a fan of Damien Sandow. I was never a fan of the whole crazy characters in the beginning as well, but pretty much this whole Mizdow impersonation or whatever, stunt double, assistant, pretty much rubbed off on me. I mean, I think his greatest impression was when he, I think what it was, he dressed up as X-Pac or something.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't tell that was not X-Pac.
Now, the funniest thing he ever did to me was when he eliminated himself from the Battle Royal. Like, the first time I saw him throw himself over a top rope when he didn't even have to, I died laughing. That was it for me.
Bret Hart impersonation? Come on.
That was good.
Like Damien Sandow's just hilarious.
I didn't like the Lance Stevenson one. I hated it because he didn't even try to look black at all. He came out wearing the Lance Stevenson jersey, and he was Lance Stevenson. It was dumb. And I at least when X-Pac with Mark Henry, he went all out with him.
Yeah, that was a good one.
The LeBron one was funny though.
Yeah, that was hilarious too.
What was that?
The LeBron James one, whenever he was
yeah. Maybe you can, turn back to Damien Sandow, and then maybe occasionally, like you guys say, maybe, start doing impersonation every now and then, depending on what city they're in. Alright, next up, we got the Cena video package getting Rusev to agree to the match for the U.S. title at WrestleMania, which technically was Lana who pretty much agreed to it because Rusev was busy getting STF. Cena cuts his All-American Goody Two-Shoe promo. I pretty much almost fell asleep on it. Signed the contract. Then Rusev music hits, which I believe is becoming more Darth Vader-ish in my opinion. this like awesome heel thing, and then comes out this fake Russian attorney talking this and that and all this other stuff. Which at the end of the day, Rusev signs the contract. Anthony, where was Lana? Where do you think Lana was at?
Lana is doing what a woman should be doing and at home cooking in the kitchen. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Lana is making a movie. That's what she's really doing. But in the storyline, she has overstepped her boundaries in Rusev's business, and he's got her in check. That's what happened.
You think she's gonna be at WrestleMania?
Yeah, show me there. And I know my boy Mark here thinks that she might be wearing a red, white, and blue bikini. I don't think that. I don't think she's gonna go.
I don't think at Mania, but I can smell a split coming.
Uh-oh. I don't know about that.
She was back at Memphis doing home work. They just bought a new house, you know.
Yeah. You know why I don't think that'll happen? Because as we lean into this Rusev segment, the guy that they had as his lawyer is never going to work in WWE again. That was awful. I don't know. I heard that Vince was cringing, literally.
Whose idea was it to hire that guy?
That was Vince. Vince hired him. He was a local actor. And apparently they said that his accent was supposed to be Russian, but it came off as, and I quote, Fargo, North Dakotian. They even named the city that it sounded like. My lord. My lord. At some point...
The funny thing is, you know you did a bad job when JBL just started cracking up on you.
That's actually what happened, is Vince told the announcers to bury him. Like 5 seconds into the promo, Vince went on the headset and told Booker and JBL to bury him.
So this guy was an actor, a local actor, and he gets his big shot on TV.
Yeah.
The announcers bury him, and pretty much he's never going to get a job again.
Never. If Vince has you buried on the air, you were done. You were finished.
Oh, man, this is crazy.
Can you imagine being in gorilla position, like when the guy says his first 3 words? Can you imagine Vince's face, like all tensing up real quick? Damn it! Shut it off! Shut it off right now! Alright.
Oh, man. So, Anthony, you think Josh will win this match?
No, but I think he will.
Okay. Mark, you think John should win this match?
I don't think that he should, but I think that he will.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I guess it's okay because it leads them into a Extreme Rules match. But we want Lana. Damn it.
You know what I have? You know what kind of scares me? Now that we're leaning into this IC match and John Cena, I know that they were talking about they want to make the mid-card titles more relevant. You guys think they might be setting us up for an IC US unification where we get like a Daniel Bryan and John Cena match?
I hope not.
I hope not too.
If they do, then I want the European title back, and I want a hardcore title.
Yeah, pretty much. But I want a cruiserweight title as well.
Yeah, or cruiserweight instead of one or the other.
I don't think we're gonna get any of our wants, guys. So.
No, I want the titles to be split.
Yeah. See, that's the biggest want we're not gonna get. Like, I want them to bring back the WCW titles here, but apparently that's just not gonna be. So.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe Sting can bring it back.
We're not even gonna have a title soon.
That's possibly true.
We're not even gonna have a title soon. Brock Lesnar taking it to the Octagon with him. So.
We'll talk more about that later too. So, Mark, where do you rank Rusev as a heel right now?
Rusev is great as a heel. Let's see. Are we counting like the authority figures of Triple H and Steph, or are we just counting talent?
I wouldn't miss it.
I say talent right now.
Just talent? I'd put him at number 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd put him right behind Seth.
I'd go a step further, man. I'd put him at 1 because Seth has a lot of fluff that helps make
Yeah,
him. Like Rusev.
Yeah, Seth does have the authority and whatnot to help him out.
Rusev doesn't. Rusev just takes the mic and insults any setting he's in, and then he beats the crap out of whoever he's talking to. Rusev is the number one guy. Seth also loses a lot. Rusev never loses, which makes him a heel.
Now, could you imagine Rusev without Lana? How much heat that would be?
I think so. Like, I mean, he's already making her kind of irrelevant. Like, he doesn't let her cut promos, and he cuts her off when she does talk, so...
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, I like...
It's been that...
Dan, what do you
He's
think?
actually started cutting promos himself, too.
Yeah, that's what I love. I think it really makes him a character. Dan, what do you think about Rusev?
I think he's like maybe a top. Well, he's a number 3 on my list.
Wow.
Maybe sometime next year he could probably be number 1.
Well,
maybe number 2.
Who you got it too?
At number 2, I got Seth Rollins, and I got number 1 Brock Lesnar.
Wow, I don't think Brock is a heel.
Let's see. All right, I don't think it's kind of tough to describe how Brock is, though. But I think he's more so on the heel side.
Yeah, I guess you can categorize him that way. Okay, that's fair.
And then the thing about it is, I have maybe Bray Wyatt close behind at number 4.
A lot of that is going to depend on how he does in this Undertaker match to me, and how he comes out of it. So, all right, well, we'll move on though.
We got another short match, tag team match between the Brass Ring Club, Tyson Kidd and Cesaro, versus A New Day, which the Brass Ring Club wins, but the Matadors are out there too, doing their distraction and all that other nonsense. So pretty much, I think everyone knows the news that the Usos, one of the Usos, I forget who it is, pretty much sustained an injury. So it looks like they're going to pretty much be out of the title hunt. So do you guys possibly see Matadors taking a spot in the title hunt?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a triple threat. What I'm confused about is it felt like last week that the New Day might have had some heelish tendencies. And then this week it felt like Los Matadores might have had some heelish tendencies. Like, I don't think they have any idea what creative direction they want to use with anybody but Kidd and Cesaro. And I'm okay with that because they're who I want to be the tag team champions anyway. And, tell you what I really don't like. I really don't like the fact that a lot of the people, like, in the Wrestling Goons and on the IWC forums, they want to give all the credit to Cesaro, and nobody is giving Tyson Kidd the credit he deserves for making this team a good team. Tyson Kidd has really come around to be a really entertaining character with good movesets. He's using Natalia well. He's using the referees well. I'm really, really impressed with Tyson Kidd.
Yeah, I agree with you. I was never a fan of Tyson Kidd other than when they were with the, what was that? The Hart Dynasty, I think it was.
Yeah, and it was terrible. He was horrible.
And then when he became like singles or whatever, it was like, this guy, get him off.
It was whatever. It was when he went down to NXT that he really, really developed. Like he started wrestling Sami Zayn and Adrian Neville, and he stepped his game up like Tyler Breeze. Yeah, he was awesome.
Definitely. Mark, your thoughts on possibly who's next in line to get a title shot?
Yeah, I think that they're probably going to have some multi-tag team title match, which I'm okay with. It gets more tag teams in, like, a spot at Mania. So, I mean, apparently they're going to be using the Primetime Players as the Andre the Memorial Battle Royal. So I guess it's going to be the Los Matadores, the New Day. And if the Usos can't go, then I guess they'll just do a triple tag team match.
Hashtag bring back the Dudleys.
Oh, man.
Yeah, definitely. But, I mean, right now, there's no official tag team match for the titles, right?
No.
No, not official.
So they think they're just going to sneak it in because WrestleMania is supposed to be 4 hours long, and then plus you have that 2-hour pre-show.
Yeah, we got 6 hours of WrestleMania. That's crazy.
Yeah.
NXT sometime on the pre-show, probably.
Yep.
Hopefully.
At At least one match. At least one.
Okay, so this might be an unpopular opinion, but if they do use NXT, I hope they use a Divas match. Like, for real.
No, I'm good with it. I'm good. Sasha Banks is gonna be my next wife. I'm just letting everybody in the world know now. Like, when you plan on marrying Sasha Banks, you're gonna have to wait your turn, because I'm taking her first. So, but after that, yeah, I want more of Sasha. And man, can she work? God, she can work.
I
Because,
think one of the Divas in NXT match. Sasha, Becky, Bayley, Charlotte. Yeah, they can all go. Even Alexa Bliss has stepped up in the last match I watched last week with her.
No, she's good too. She was a big star on the indie scene.
Yeah, that backflip moonsault was pretty cool.
if you really think about it, let's just say, I mean, it can happen on both the men's side or women's side, but I think that if you give them a spot, even if it's a pre-show spot at WrestleMania, and then they get caught up, you know how much heat they could probably have in the backstage where people are just lining up just to, take them on or whatever. It's like, who do they think they are for taking a spot from us or something?
Well, that's already not going to be for the NXT title because Kevin Owens underwent surgery this week, and he's not going to be ready until the NXT special, which is at the end of April. So, yeah, he won't have anything to do with WrestleMania at all. So we know that's not going to be a title they fight for. So, yeah, that pretty much only leaves the Divas and the tag titles, and I don't think they're going to put Blank and Murphy on WrestleMania.
Yeah.
They could do just like a number one contenders match.
Maybe.
That'd be like the Tyler Breeze and the Sami Zayn and the Adrian Nevilles and all that.
Yeah, but
Tommy.
You'd have to have a plan for the Baylor Owens fallout already in place. That way it goes hand in hand.
Alright, so the only person I care about, that deserves to have a spot at WrestleMania in some sort of capacity are the tag teams of Enzo Amore and Big Cass. I think they need to be called up. Seriously. I've been pushing for them for the longest.
You have.
Bo Breeze.
I would like it if Enzo was the manager of Taz. I can't take Enzo Amore seriously as an in-ring competitor. I can't do it. Especially with whatever he's got growing on his face. I can't do it, man. And you know what? I've been watching him since day one of NXT, so I've always been a fan of him, but as far as, being a serious competitor, he's not. He's good on the microphone, he's great, but, yeah, he's not a good worker. Big Cass, a great worker, but he tries too hard on the mic sometimes. So
He's awkward.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no, they just need
Now,
to...
you know who's awkward? Carmella is awkward. I don't know why Carmella thinks she can come out and say exactly what they say, but you can't because it doesn't work. And you suck. So that's all I'm going to say about that.
I like the fact that Enzo got blue pants over.
Yes.
Big time over.
Well,
he got her over.
Cass got her over by doing the Price is Right intro and all that junk.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
But they as a tag team got her over.
Well, let's be honest.
And got her a job on NXT.
Yeah, the NXT crowd got her over. They're the ones that got her over.
So Cass before Enzo.
Yeah, definitely. Cass he's 7 foot tall. Not really, but he is.
And you can't teach that.
You can't teach that. And if you don't listen to the Wrestling Good podcast, you are SAWFT salt.
Yeah. Alright, so moving on to one of the highlights of the night. We get a sort of video package or pre-recorded interview with Brock Lesnar and Michael Cole, which really wasn't all that bad. I think Brock Lesnar just does bad promos live. But basically, Brock Lesnar says he was put on Earth to hurt people. He said that might seem sadistic to some people, but he enjoys it. And that's what he does. What does WrestleMania means to Brock Lesnar? That Michael Coles asks. It's a day that I get to show up and kick somebody's butt and get paid to do so. So, without, reading everything in this interview, Mark, your thoughts on Brock Lesnar's pre-recorded interview?
Yeah, he's always actually seemed to do well on those pre-recorded interviews. I don't know if it's because he has like 5 or 6 hours to do them, or like what. But yeah, he's always comes off like really strong in those type of sit-down interviews. But yeah, he's been one thing ever since he came in 2002. He's a beast. Like he hurts people. That's exactly what he's done his entire career of WWE, NCAA, UFC. He's a beast of a person, or I guess you could call him a person. I don't really know.
I feel like I've heard this promo 1,000 times.
Yeah, that is true.
Like, I mean, it's the same. He cut. That's the thing, and I'll add that though. Like, I don't understand the whole stick he gets about not being good with promos. Like, you people that say that need to go back and watch some of his earliest promos in 2003, 2004. Brock Lesnar didn't need Paul Heyman to cut a promo. He could do it on his own.
Paul could say something stupid.
Yeah, Paul say something stupid. That's the best line ever.
So you think that pretty much Brock Lesnar could do better without Paul Heyman, or?
No, I just think that Paul should be more of an advocate for Brock's opponents and let Brock speak for Brock.
Well, one of the things that stood out to me in this interview was when he talked about how people were sad or disappointed that he broke Undertaker's streak. He's pretty much he didn't care because he loves every minute of it. Also, that he mentions that his take on his contract with WWE. There's one thing for sure: if I stay, I'll be WWE champion. If I go, I'll be WWE champion. Roman Reigns is not going to stand in the way of that. And he mentioned that he pretty much sent The Rock to Hollywood as a rookie. So, is Brock Lesnar going to UFC or not? And if he does go, is he taking a belt with him?
I will, Roman Reigns keeps hinting that he will reach to his family and, who has been there before, blah, blah, blah. And Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman keep mentioning The Rock. The Rock is going to interfere with WrestleMania just like he did the Royal Rumble. The Rock is going to help Roman Reigns win the title. I don't know if this is going to lead to a Roman heel turn, but no, Brock Lesnar will not be the champion at the end of WrestleMania. And I do think he is going back to UFC. I think they are just trying to swerve us with his recent developments in his WWE contract status. They want us to think that he is very close to signing. I do not believe that is true.
Mark, your thoughts? You think Brock Lesnar is leaving with the WWE title one way or another?
See, I kind of am on the same page as Anthony, but exact opposite. I think that The Rock gets involved somehow, but Brock Lesnar being Brock Lesnar just beast up and walks out of Mania with the belt. I think the next Monday night on Raw, Roman Reigns, The Rock, both try to take on Brock. You hear Seth's music come in. Maybe Seth cashes in on him. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't. But I think it's leading to a Brock Lesnar versus The Rock. Maybe even Brock Lesnar, The Rock, and Roman Reigns, just to try to get Roman over really, really strong, since the crowd wasn't having it this time around. I really don't know. But I think that The Rock gets involved, but I still think that Brock Lesnar walks out of Mania as the champ.
My take on it is that I think Brock isn't going anywhere. I don't think he's going to UFC. I believe that maybe he, has a deal done already that we don't know about. Do I think he's going to win at WrestleMania? I doubt convincingly. There's just no way around it. There's none of that stupid Superman punch and that ooh-ah and spear and kicks and all the other stuff. He has to, step in the ring with that animal and beat him down to every inch of his life. Like, he has to really get down to his level.
How else would you expect him to beat him outside of the Superman punch and the spear?
I mean, you gotta do something.
That's what you do. That's your moveset. The Rock's... If Hulk Hogan can beat Andre the Giant with a leg drop, Roman Reigns can beat Brock Lesnar with a spear. That's fine.
Could the Rock beat Brock Lesnar with the rock bottom and the people's elbow?
He did.
At SummerSlam?
But this Brock Lesnar, the Brock Lesnar that took 2 AAs and a curb stomp and kicked out at 1.
That makes Roman look even stronger if he beat that man with a spear.
No, it makes it look unbelievable is what that makes it.
And that's what they want.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan's entire career was unbelievable.
But that was way back then. I'm talking about right now. As the run that Brock Lesnar has had, the 16 Germans, the kickouts at 1, all of that, the taking multiple headshots from Money in the Bank briefcase and still kicking out, popping right back up and F5ing him.
They built that guy up to be that strong so Roman Reigns can beat him. That's why he's that strong.
I mean, I agree that they are building him up that strong so that Roman Reigns can beat him, but I think it's going to take multiple spears, multiple Superman punches, maybe even a headshot to a chair or something.
It might, but it's going to end with a spear. Like, I'm not saying it's only going to be one and done, but he will end it with the Superman punch and the spear. That's how it's going down.
It's going to have to take about at least 10 Superman punches and about 20
Wow! 10?
Yeah, why not?
I can't.
I mean, he beat John Cena with Brock Lesnar beat John Cena with what, 18 German suplexes?
But that's also the only move he did the whole match. He didn't even do another move.
Okay, so
yeah, he did the snap suplex also.
And he handed that 5 right when the match started, which was even more awesome. That was great.
So Roman Reigns have to put in some work.
So you think that I mean, no, and by the way, I'm gonna add this too. I think this match is gonna be like 1 or 2 in the night. I think people are really underselling the quality that these two men are gonna deliver.
I think it's gonna be good. That's why I had the Randy and Seth actually at 4.
Yeah.
I think this match is gonna be good too. I don't think it's gonna, just be a horrible match or anything.
It's not going to be a wrestling clinic by any stretch of the imagination. It's going to be a brutal fight.
I don't want one. I want to see a fight.
That's what I want too. I would hate to be honest with you, I would hate to see Brock Lesnar just dominate throughout the whole entire match, and then 1 minute, that's when, Roman Reigns just gets pumped up and then wins. Or even throughout the whole entire match, Brock Lesnar just dominates and then he wins. It's like, come on. Give us a real serious match.
Well, I think they're going to do a good job of making both people look strong. I really do.
At this point, Brock Lesnar looks way stronger.
Well, yeah, he's Brock Lesnar. He should.
And I don't even think they have really built Roman Reigns to be as strong as I thought he could be or can be.
No, they haven't. Well, a lot of that was because they missed 2 or 3 months in the build and they got hurt.
Yeah. That's true.
So,
I mean, what part of him not losing cleanly or without a DQ in a pay-per-view for over a year is not a strong build?
I think what Dan's referring to is like, yeah, he's won a lot of matches, but none of them were really impressive. Like, I mean, the Daniel Bryan one was great, and his...
Well, I mean, those weren't even pay-per-view matches, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I mean, not until recently has he actually had impressive matches. I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Even though I will say, back when CM Punk was fighting the Shield, he did have to fight Roman 1-on-1 on Raw one night, and Roman worked CM Punk pretty well.
Did he win?
No, of course not. CM Punk won. I know. I think it was one of those dirty finishes, where they get in the DQ.
Yeah.
Yeah. Run in by the shoe.
So pretty much, like Brock Lesnar said, Roman Reigns is going to get messed up pretty bad. Which I hope it happens, but I hope it's a convincing fight on both ends.
I like how they're letting Brock say whatever Brock wants to say, as in he's gonna cuss, and so we're just gonna let him cuss.
Yeah, that's just
had
Brock.
Randy recently.
Yeah, Randy too. Randy's got into a Randy Stone Cold 2.0.
Still mad that they blocked out his gesture last week.
Yeah. Alright, Hall of Fame. We got a new member.
Looks like we got the latest inductee into the Hall of Fame, which I'm happy for. The living legend, Larry Zbyszko, is going into the Hall of Fame. Anthony, your reaction to this?
Long overdue. One half of the tag team, the Enforcers, with Orton Anderson. Larry Zbyszko was great. He was a great announcer, a great manager, a great wrestler. He never looked the part. He was just this little guy, fat, out of shape sometimes, old, bald-headed. But man, he was entertaining. I love me some Larry Zbyszko.
Mark, your reaction to Larry Zbyszko going into the Hall of Fame?
Anthony said it, long overdue. Him and Arn Anderson were great together. I think we were actually talking on the Wrestling Goons that Monday about someone was mentioning a WCW wing into the Hall of Fame and all that, and just kind of went fitting into Larry Zbyszko being introduced that night on Raw.
Yeah. I never knew, well, I should have known though, but it kind of like went over my head that he did, wrestle for WWE back in the early days.
Oh, yeah. Did you know that he was the guy that set up people to meet Bruno? Like, he was the guy that people meet to get to Bruno.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that was Larry Zbyszko.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I remember back in the day, he used to be also known as Larry the Cruncher Zbyszko, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the sort of, I guess you can say, the pre-Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal match, which pretty much Mark Henry won after throwing out Axelmania. Anthony, your thoughts?
Shout out to Mark Henry for being in shape. He's in shape for his size and his age. My thoughts are that Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal was a waste of my time. It's a waste of the person who wins the time. It's pretty much a waste of the match, so this Battle Royal was also a waste. I don't get it, so I don't even care. I don't even want to comment on it.
Mark, your thoughts?
Axelmania is winning it. That's about it. And hopefully he doesn't get buried afterwards.
Sandal's
if you're going by history so far, then it pretty much means that you're going to get buried for a few months, you're going to disappear for a few more months, and you might come back as a tag team.
Yeah. And then you might be in the shadow of the guy that you're teaming up with.
Or his hot wife.
Well, I got news for you. It's impossible to bury somebody that's already buried, so it isn't like he's going to go down any farther, so...
Yeah, that's true. At least he's on TV now.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Alright, moving on to another highlight of the night. We got here the professor of promos, as I like to call him, Paul Heyman Speaks.
That's the highlight every week.
Yeah, pretty much. Your thought, Anthony? Are we stuck with Lesnar as champ?
Nope.
That's Paul says?
Negative. Paul is a salesman. That's what he does. And he wants to get as many people to watch WrestleMania as possible. So what does he do? He sells Roman Reigns as a hardcore badass. He sells his beast as an unbeatable force. And of course, he's going to swerve the IWC as well. With the whole Brock Lesnar isn't coming back taking his belt where he wants to go, blah, 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 blah. That's what Paul Heyman does, and I love it. But no, he's lying about everything. Paul Heyman lies, guys. He doesn't tell the truth about anything. It's Paul Heyman.
Yeah. Mark, are we stuck with Lesnar as champ? Could he be champion at the Mania?
I hope so. I think so. But what I want the Authority or anyone in the backstage to do is to come out here and grab a leg if you think that you can take the title away from them. Paul Heyman's hilarious.
That was great.
Paul Heyman is amazing at promos. Like Anthony said, he can sell a match, he can sell a feud, he can sell an entire locker room if they let him.
I'm really tired of the microphone cutting out every week. Like, it was funny the first week, and then the second week I chuckled a little. Now I just roll my eyes. I'm like, okay, it's not even funny.
Are they really going to set up maybe Vince? We were talking about Vince coming back for Sting. Does Vince come out for Heyman?
I would. That'd be great. Because Heyman always cuts epic promos on Vince.
Oh yeah, he can shoot on Vince like no other.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, classic. All right, so let's just say Brock Lesnar ends up champion after Mania, one way or another. I know, Anthony, you mentioned that he's going to probably most likely turn heel, along with The Rock in your scenario. But what does it really mean for Roman Reigns? Like, does it suck for him to win the Royal Rumble, go all the way to the WrestleMania main event to lose it, and then get taken out of the title contendership?
I don't think he'll be out of the title contendership. Like, I think, he lost, he would still be a contender for the title, because, yeah, Roman Reigns, as far as him, is it a bad thing of all this? No, because like Roman Reigns says in all of his articles that he does, or interviews that he does, he's getting a fat paycheck, so what does he care? He doesn't have any. Huh?
I actually think that a loss to Brock Lesnar, not like the John Cena get demolished loss, but just a barely close, hard fought match that he barely loses to Brock Lesnar, the Beast, the Conqueror. I think that would actually be better for him in the long run, and I think it would get more crowd support in the long run than him actually winning the title at Mania.
Yeah. I mean, if he loses at Mania and then doesn't get the title anytime soon, I think it's kind of sucks for him. And I feel like some of the fans that were wasn't behind him initially when they pretty much released or the dirt sheet that he pretty much was going to get a push and, gets all the way to Mania and then he doesn't win the title. It's like a kill. It's like, oh man, all this hype for nothing, pretty much. Well, anyways,
pretty much didn't we do that last year when Daniel Bryan got the title and then didn't have a reign because of the injury?
Yeah.
But the crowd's still behind him now.
But it's like are the crowds really behind him? Like Roman Reigns, rather? Are they behind him? For real, do you feel?
No, they are. They are. I think he has. You have a few vocal people that are haters, but he has definitely got crowd support.
Yeah, especially women and children.
Well, nobody's on Daniel Bryan's level. That's like saying that it's Tony Romo or Troy Aikman. That's not fair. There's only one Troy Aikman, but Tony Romo is pretty good.
Yeah, I just almost feel sorry for him if he doesn't win. Or anytime, sometime soon after Mania. But we'll get a treat next week, though. We'll have Lesnar showing up on Raw, I guess, to do his standoff against Lesnar. Mark, are you excited about next week, Raw?
Yeah, hopefully somebody gets hurt.
Yeah, me too. Anthony?
I guess not
excited
really.
About next week, Raw?
Not really about. I'm always excited for Raw, but that part doesn't really make me get excited. I want to see what Heyman says, but as far as those two, I could care less.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I'd rather them not actually even touch each other before Mania.
Yeah, I don't want to see it. Don't even tease it. Maybe the go home show. Like, maybe then. But that's it.
I'm gonna go the opposite direction. I want them to tease me with this. Please tease me. At least give me some sort of idea what might happen. Yeah.
I mean, but like, how are you gonna have it teased? Like, are you gonna have Roman Reigns like punch Brock Lesnar? Like, is that gonna come off?
Yeah.
Like, is he actually gonna sell a punch from Roman Reigns?
And not only that, are you gonna have security break these two behemoths up and have it believable?
No, Brock Lesnar's gonna throw 20
Yeah,
people out of the ring, and he's gonna be like, no.
Not
okay,
only that,
come
Roman
get me.
Reigns would start Superman punching everybody. He would just start passing them out.
I mean, it's like whenever the entire locker room came down to stop Brock from literally punching Cena the first time.
Now, that would be an actual pretty cool segment now. Like, if they had them, like, start fighting and then the whole entire locker room empties out to break it up and they just wipe out everybody. Security and people try to break it up and they're still the last two men standing. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I could deal with that now.
Yeah, that'd be pretty crazy. But again, I think we're getting ahead of ourselves, though, because we know that nothing like that is going to happen. So.
But we could see, like, let's just say, Roman Reigns throws a Superman punch and Brock Lesnar just stands on his feet and just takes it and just give Roman Reigns a look.
No, I can't see that either.
Nope.
Yeah, Brock wouldn't just give him a look. Brock would go ham.
I think he'd give him a look and then he'd go ham on him.
I liked it when, what was that last match he was in with Seth when he took the curb stop and took him right into the F5 out of it?
Who was that?
That crazy look with his tongue out laughing.
Lesnar, he took the curb stop and he stood back up and grabbed him and put him in the F5, like, out of nowhere. And
that's another thing. I hated how F5 out of nowhere was the time at the are you talking about the Royal Rumble?
No, this was actually the last match he had with Rollins and Cena.
Yeah, that was at the Rumble,
right? the Rumble, yeah.
Oh yeah, when Rollins did the Phoenix Splash.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, I really hate that because when Rollins did that, it was like, oh wow, this was like one of those moves that you don't see every day, and you just needed to like suck in the moment, and then Brock Lesnar just killed it.
Yeah, moment over. Die.
Yeah. But we'll see next week. I'm definitely tuning in to next week's Raw. See what will happen. Next week we have the 6-man tag that features Daniel Bryan, Dolph Ziggler, Ambrose versus Bad News Barrett, Stardust, and Luke Harper. And guys, guess who comes back to the announced team?
The one and only.
R-Truth.
R-Truth.
And Estola Ideo. Pretty much
back.
I'm hoping that, and this is really going to sound terrible to say, and Lord please forgive me, I'm hoping that R-Truth somehow can't compete after this WrestleMania, and they have to make him a full-time announcer. That's what I want.
Yeah, they got to. But right now, I almost don't want to see him with the title now.
I think it's going to Daniel Bryan. I mean, that's a foregone conclusion for me. But, yeah, if it isn't him, I want it to be R-Truth.
Mark, are you okay with R-Truth being the champ?
Oh yeah, I'd be fine with R-Truth being the champ. I mean, even if nothing else, like, even if he doesn't win it, I hope that, like, whomever does win it is, like, up there celebrating and whatnot, and is trying to go climb up the ladder to get on top of the ladder to celebrate it. I hope R-Truth just, like, snatches the IC title away and just, like, runs away at Mania. Just keep the whole thing going with the whole grabbing and snatching the title.
I don't want that. I don't want the title to be hostage every single week. That would suck.
Oh, not every single week. I just want R-Truth to keep it so that he could stay on TV and do stuff funny with it. Because him, like, sliding sideways to where no one could see his back whenever he had the IC title strapped to his back. That was hilarious.
It's funny, but at the same time, don't you think it downgrades the importance of the title?
Nah, because it's people stealing things. That's illegal. He should go to jail for that, like JBL said.
Yeah.
It's worth risking jail time to get that title.
Yeah, I got you.
No, I really think that for some reason that Bad News Bear is going to probably win. But I'll be okay with Daniel Bryan winning as long as he immediately turns into a heel. Yeah, that's the only time I really like Daniel Bryan.
I like the fact that none of us really have a clear-cut winner. Like, this is one match where we don't really know.
Yeah. But speaking of Daniel Bryan, because during the match, the six-man tag match, we see Daniel Bryan and Ziggler do, I guess, a face-off and started to attack each other. And got me thinking, like, did we get screwed out of a Daniel Bryan versus Ziggler match at Mania?
That's pretty obvious, yeah. They're putting them both in the ladder match.
Like, are we supposed to forget these two were supposed to be lobbying to, face each other, or, be at WrestleMania against each other instead of in this ridiculous 10-man ladder match?
Of course we're supposed to forget it. They want us to forget everything.
Well, I've forgiven them for it, to be honest. I'd rather see them two in the IC title match, the ladder match, than just them two by themselves, because I know that they're going to feud for the IC title after the match. I'm okay with it. Wait another month.
I'd rather the IC title match just mean them two.
But they didn't have the belt.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, he should have took the belt. Somehow, between then and now, Ziggler should have won the belt back. And so now that I'm the champ, there's only one person I'm fighting for this belt. Blah, blah, blah.
They can do it after Daniel wins the ladder match.
I got it. I'm just saying I want to
I get to see an amazing ladder match here, folks.
Nah,
I'm afraid that
I want to see an amazing I want to see an amazing Daniel Bryan and Ziggler match.
Yes, I do too.
At WrestleMania.
At Mania, that's what I'm saying too. Like,
y'all are getting picky now.
No, they can do it, but it's WrestleMania. Like, you can't, book it and say, well, we'll just do this next month. If you got your best performance, you should throw it out at that show. That's the one I want to see the best you got in.
They are. They're giving you probably what's going to
they're throwing too
be
much
a 5-star ladder match.
And it might be, but like Dan is saying, the ability to watch Ziggler and Bryan one-on-one, all that other extra stuff takes away from what they do.
Yeah.
So you would rather see a 3-star ladder match and a 5-star Daniel Bryan versus Ziggler match?
Yes.
Than wait a month, see a 5-star ladder match and a 5-star.
See, I don't think because you take Daniel Bryan and Dolph Ziggler out of that ladder match that it takes it down to 3 stars. Like, I think you can still have a great ladder match without them in it.
4.5, 4.
Okay. Well, you don't need them in it. That's the point. They still have a good ladder match, but I do think them being in the ladder match takes away from their match. I really do. Dan, you seem to agree with me on this?
I absolutely do.
Okay.
Alright, we're going to have to move on.
Yeah, we are.
To another highlight, I think, maybe. The Bray Wyatt promo. Mark, what did you take from this promo?
Did the urn, change colors or something?
I'm glad you said it. That was exactly what I
The
took.
thing looks red now.
It's
I'm
red.
just wondering what in the world's up with that.
It's red. It's a different urn.
Yeah, I know, right?
Maybe
this gold urn just turned red. What happened here?
Maybe that's to symbolize of, I guess, if he beats Undertaker or something, maybe that would be quote unquote the crown or something.
Now let me tell you what this bothers me. From the time in 1990, this urn has been the same stupid gold urn every time. That's the point. It isn't what's inside the urn. It's the fact that urn is supposed to be a powerful urn. So now you show up with a red urn Yeah, I'm not buying it. It's just stupid. I hadn't. Oh my god.
Now, I do have to say this. Like, maybe since he put the ashes of her chair, Sister Abigail's chair, into the urn, maybe it's what changed colors. I mean, I might be stretching here, but I mean, maybe her magical powers or something has transformed the urn. I'm just kind of trying to give WWE some credit, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, they're not that smart.
Wait a minute, hold on. Whose ashes was that anyway?
Sister Abigail's ashes are in that urn.
Oh, so now we know that Sister Abigail was cremated. Okay. So the urn was
No.
Sister
It was
Abigail.
her chair.
Oh, well, wait, the chair is what was dissolved?
Yeah. He
Okay.
said that there's nothing left of her chair except ashes. Whenever Taker lit it on fire, and I guess.
And that's stupid because we already know that chair was destroyed by Dean Ambrose.
Well, maybe
We didn't say
fix
that
it
they're
back up.
consistent on talking. He built it back up and put new nails in it,
Okay.
and then Taker destroyed
Yeah.
it again. Okay.
This time permanently. There's just no. Look,
Bray
if I
is a
find
Bray
out
Woodward.
Bray Wyatt,
Okay.
if I find out Bray Wyatt is in another rocking chair like that, I'm done.
It'll happen. He's got a whole row of them. He's got like a factory of rocket chairs.
It can't be Sister Abigail's chair. It could be anybody else's. It can't
Woodworking
be Sister
101.
Abigail.
I
You
just
know.
want to see a picture of Sister Abigail. I want to know who she is.
I do too.
Maybe
I'm
we'll
tired
find out
of
like
teasing me with that.
maybe we'll find out like 5 years from now when someone says,
Well,
"Yes, your sister's coming back," like they did with the Kane and Undertaker storyline.
we need to go back and look at that hologram again because she was in that hologram, but she looked like Princess Leia to me, so I don't know.
It's gonna be his actual real life sister. They're just waiting for her to actual train wrestling.
Yeah.
Well, she needs to hurry up.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's gonna be Bo Dallas.
Yeah.
Alright, go ahead.
Yeah, pretty much. Bo Dallas in a wig. So, can you guys take Bray seriously as the new face of fear?
Absolutely. I don't think Undertaker is for sure. And also, this is another thing I'm gonna say to all the people that want the Undertaker before WrestleMania, you just don't understand what you really need. Because the Undertaker does not need to show up and look at Bray Wyatt until he's ready to fight. Because Bray Wyatt is so much more sadistic than the Undertaker is in 2015. He is the new face of fear.
I don't know why I should be scared of Bray Wyatt, to be honest with you.
Because he's
I mean-
psycho. He's delusional.
We've had so many stars that were delusional and psycho, but I mean, what makes
The fact that he can have lights go out and pop up anywhere, and all of his cryptic messages have a meaning behind it. Yeah, no, we haven't seen anybody like Bray Wyatt.
He can show up in a rocking chair and then disappear, and the rocking chair still rocks.
Yeah, we've never seen anything like this. So then, Seth Rollins and Randy Orton had their match, and it appears that Rollins is all alone. And at the end of the night, the ploy is up, the jig is up. And Seth Rollins and the Authority walk out, and they are going to surround Randy Orton. And what do you know? Sting ends the night. What is your thought about how it ended?
Okay, just back onto the Taker segment, just for 1 second. I
Yeah.
think another reason why they're going to keep him off screen is because he actually probably looks a little bit better than the photos that they've been leaking, and they don't want anyone to know that he's actually in a pretty good shape. That being said, that's exactly what I thought of Sting. He's in a lot better shape than I was led to believe with him in that big, huge coat. Whenever he took it off, I was like, wow, he doesn't look like a 50-year-old man. I'm kind of impressed. Him and Randy side by side, fending off the Authority. It was a good nostalgia moment as well.
It felt really weird to me. I kind of like knew what was gonna happen once I saw them surrounded him. I was like, well, great, this is the Sting part. But still, seeing Randy Orton and Sting side by side, what a weird combination that is. Other than that, though, it did what it did. I like how they added the WWE Network thing at the very end and didn't advertise it. So if you didn't have the WWE Network, you did not know that Sting was going to speak. So that was pretty cool. Dan, did you catch the very end?
I didn't catch the very end of that interview, but I did catch it the next day. And my gosh, Sting can't do a promo to save his life, but it's okay. All right, he's still my favorite wrestler of all time because I'm a little stinger in the inside, and you know he still sounds like he's giving his promos from like 25 years ago, and it's just awful.
I'm glad that you finally admitted it because, as you know, I've been trying to point it out to everybody for weeks that Sting is allergic to a microphone worse than Roman Reigns. But, yeah, he doesn't have to say anything because he can just show up and scream and holler and be Sting and that'll get him over. So it's good.
Sting might not need to talk anymore.
Go back to the silent character.
You need to point that baseball bat, and that's it.
Yep. Go back to no talking.
Or he might want to do maybe backstage interviews just for a few seconds. That's about it.
All right. So, any final thoughts from you, Dan?
No. Not really. Other than more Sting. That's about it.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get more Sting because that costs more money. So.
Oh, hey, before we go, move on. So, did you guys read that sort of spoiler about what K-Side had posted about what the possible ending of WrestleMania could be?
No.
It involves like 10 F5s from Roman Reigns, a curb stunt, like 3 to 5 curb stunts from Seth Rollins or something. Initially, it's supposed to be Roman Reigns wins, and then that's when Triple H comes out, and then
that
he gets
was all fake.
Yeah, it was. I was like, this can't be real. This like 15 F5s, and you're getting right back up.
Yeah, Super Roman, that's
that,
what he
that,
is.
that was fake.
Yeah, it's not real. That's called satire, but it's funny.
Okay. I was like, is this real? I know this is from Cage Seat or something. I'm not sure if it was real or not.
Yeah, K-Side Seat does have real articles, but they also have satire, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm done.
I got you. Mark, any last thoughts?
Nah. Hopefully they have a great go home show, and then we'll see what Mania is all about.
Yep, I'm with you there. Guess we'll wrap this show up because I don't have anything to add either. It was a pretty average Raw. We're rolling into WrestleMania. That's pretty much all they're telling the story for. We got Sting, and I'm pretty sure it cost them a lot of money to have him there. So, we will join you on Saturday with part 2 of our 7-part series over the ins and outs of how to get over in professional wrestling. This week we will probably be covering promos. That'll be number 2. You can like us on Facebook at the Wrestling Goons Radio, and we will have the podcast up there. Dan will have our Twitter going here within the next week. We are...
Actually, it's up already.
Okay.
It's Goons Radio.
Okay, at Goons Radio.
Twitter.
Alright.
So, yeah.
So we will try to get the content updated for you more often there with more videos, and on top of our podcast we're going to put matches and things like that just so you can check in every so often. As always, feel free to comment on our videos on YouTube and Facebook. Leave us a comment on Twitter. Leave us a like, and for Dan and Mark and myself, we will see you on the flip side.